Hello and welcome to another part of my WordPress video. Today we're gonna configure another snippet called security. I have already created the snippet, so if you would like to create one for yourself, all you need to do is use sudo nano etc nginx snippets and security.conf. So this is gonna be my last snippet that I'm gonna create. Let's check my configuration. This is my main configuration. As you can see, I have all the snippets enabled: headers, self-sign, SSL parameters, and security snippet, which we're gonna take care of today. I'm just gonna make a little adjustment here because I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay, save it. Right. Okay, so since we are gonna work as well on with Firefox, because we're gonna see if some things took change after actually putting them in the security configuration. I'm just gonna clean everything from here, all the cookies, everything that I have. Okay, now it's cleaned. Nice. Let's go to the site. So, of course, I gotta let it in. Okay, so at the moment, as you can see, hadn't loaded as it should actually, as it should. You should actually see everything here. Let's check. And of course we have the redirect here. Well, I looked quite a lot about this on the internet, and it's not that easy to set up, because it seems like for every person there is something different that is connected to this redirection. There's a lot of magic tricks on the internet, people giving up codes, people giving up advices what you need to do, where you need to go. Sometimes let's see, config php. Yeah, many times people are saying that you should go to Wordpress wp config.php and you should actually change some stuff here. I tried it, didn't work for me. I've added here like 2 additional lines that were saying that were specifying my HTTPS address, my specific address with the IP number and what I wanted to be after the IP number. So for example, admin or login didn't work for me. Maybe it's gonna work for you, I don't know. Some people also said that it's worth to change this to true, the WP debug. Thanks to that you're gonna be able to check some debugging logs and then look for the issue that is actually corrupting and making this problem with the redirection at your WordPress instance. You can of course use that and then try to search in the logs. To be honest, I didn't want to dwell on it because this is only presentation of WordPress and some things that you can actually do with it. So and to be honest, it's not that easy to find the answer to it. That's why I didn't want to waste time anymore on this because dwelling on it would take quite a lot of time. I would need to probably search through all the logs and see what's going on around here, why the redirection is actually happening. because if we go at the moment to wp-login.php, this site is available. If we go to wp-login, this is restricted, and if we go to admin, of course it redirects. So, well, that's how it looks at the moment here, at least. So I would like you to be aware that this issue is quite common. Some people reported having this issue just like from day to day. And one thing I haven't actually tried with this, because I also tried installing some plugins, changing the WP login to change to something else, didn't work. The plugin didn't work at all. Then I got actually problems with even trying to log into my WordPress, because the basic login was changed, but the WordPress didn't see the changes. So a lot of mess. Overall, one thing I haven't actually tried is upgrading my PHP. So I have a PHP 7.4. You can also try to upgrade it to a higher version. Maybe that's gonna help. Some people suggested it. I didn't try it. So okay, so let's. I'm just gonna do a quick reboot. I'm gonna do a quick reboot here. All right. Okay. Let's refresh. I'm gonna change here as well. And let's go here to our WordPress configuration. I'm gonna for now just exclude the security, reload. Okay. And as well, I'm gonna go to and exclude for a moment my headers, because I suspect that there is something either here or here that is bugging me. Yes, it was the headers, and I think I know which header is responsible for this thing. So if you remember in the previous video, let's open up the headers. I'm just gonna scroll for a moment. I'm gonna change that to headers. So I think the header that is responsible for that is gonna be content security policy. So this one. Let's actually hash it out. I'm gonna go back to my configuration file, take this out, take this out, restart. And there we go. Everything is fine. I'm just gonna clear everything off, so because somebody might say that, oh, it's still the same session, so there was no error. Okay, let's check now. And it's fine. So if you have the same kind of problem, just remember that in the configuration of headers you have stuff called content security policy. It can cause some issues with your main site. So if some things are not displayed like they should, I suggest taking a look here. Okay, let's go to login.php. Okay, so now we're gonna go to our security tab, our security snippet. As you can see, I already added some stuff here, so hide any files to the snippet, and hide any backup or SQL dump files as well. So those two things work without any problem with the website. There is no issue here. Okay, so basically maybe we'll start with limit XML RPC access. So XML RPC endpoint in WordPress is used to allow an external application to interact with WordPress data. For example, it can allow adding, creating, or deleting a post. However, XML RPC is also a common attack vector where the attacker may be able to perform those operations without authorization. It's better to allow requests to XML RPC from authorized IP. Yeah, exactly. So if you would like to use it, you should actually set it up like this. We can call it limit XML RPC access. Of course, here we need to specify the IP address that is gonna be allowed. I'm gonna put the location. I'm gonna save it and restart. Okay, everything works fine. Let's go back. Another thing that we can use is limit request types. We can use that as well. Most of the time your website may only perform two types of request: get to retrieve data from your site and post to upload data to your site. Limiting the type of request that our site can handle to only these two sounds like a good idea. Well, yeah, it does. So we're gonna use it as well. We're gonna call it direct, or well, maybe not, limit request types. Let's go here. I'm just gonna make it like that. Restart, and then we can open up again. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna take care of is gonna be direct PHP file access. If somehow a hacker successfully sneaks in a PHP file into your site, they'll be able to run this file by loading a file which effectively becomes a backdoor to infiltrate your site. We should disable direct access to any PHP files by adding the following rules. And let's add those rules as well. So we're gonna call it this time direct PHP file access. What we're gonna use is there we go. So basically locations like uploads, files, W content, W includes, estimate. This is pretty common thing. Estimate as well. Deny all. Okay. Let's check like something, for example, like content, for example, is forbidden. Yeah. What else was here? Includes. Let's check includes. Includes is forbidden as well. Files. Let's check files. Files. Only files. Oh. This one is in 404, so maybe it was W files. I don't remember. Well, either way, probably also blocked as well. Okay. I'm just gonna scratch this. Okay, next thing. So dot files. We have also dot files. So similar to PHP file, a dot file like .htaccess, .userini, and .git may contain sensitive information. To be on the safer side, it's better to disable direct access to these files. Exactly. So especially .htaccess, which holds most of your configuration if you are using one. If you're using the htaccess file actually. So let's do that. I'm just gonna take care of those numbers. And we have here the dot files. Okay, let's restart Nginx and now opening again. Okay, so we got this covered as well. Now let's go to hide Nginx and PHP version. Another thing that we're gonna configure in this snippet. This snippet's gonna be pretty long, so suggest you grab some coffee. Because okay, let's go to hide Nginx and PHP version. Certain information should better not be exposed, like the Nginx version as well as PHP version. This won't prevent the attack itself. However, assuming particular Nginx or PHP version turns out as a vulnerability exposed, the attacker won't get to know easily from your site. Exactly, so let's actually hide those two things. So we're gonna hide the Nginx version and the PHP version. Well, maybe here I'm just gonna take this out actually. Okay, let's save it. Quick restart and then going back to the snippet. Next thing on our list is security headers. Well, we have security headers already done in our snippet, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Next thing is block subdirectory access. If your site runs on a subdirectory like blog/blog, it's better to allow access to this subdirectory. It means that any obscure access to other directories which an attacker always looks for. For example, there is an example here also, are blocked. Well, I'm not gonna use this because I don't have it in a subdirectory, at least in my case, but I will show you the code. Basically it looks like this. This is the blog. Whichever folder you have it in, it's gonna be here. But they suggest for blocking subdirectory access to use this kind of code. Okay, so going back. Reduce spam. Well, that's always good. Spam comment. Although it may not break your site, it will flood your database with garbage content or malicious content that could possibly leverage as a vector. To reduce spam entries, you can add some rules to your Nginx configuration. So let's add them, and we're gonna call it reduce spam. So I'm gonna call it reduce spam, and here is the actual code you can use. There you go. Setting flags, request methods, URI, refer. Yeah, some things are here. Okay. So I guess now we're gonna save it, of course. Restart Nginx again. Open the security snippet. Let's check if everything's fine. Everything's fine here. Okay. Okay, next thing we're gonna use is disabling directory listing. So this is a pretty common one. Last but not least, you should disable the directory listing so the attacker won't get to know what's in the directory. There's very little reason that I know where directory listing is useful on a WordPress site. Exactly. It's true. So let's disable it. So auto index off. And there we go. Let's save. We're gonna now do okay, so we got that covered. Right, so this is that. Well, there is also a limit request. Limit request is used to prevent brute force attacks. Actually, to set up the limit request, you will need to go to the config.php file. Let's save it for a moment here. So okay, let's take this. Yeah, let's go to the bottom. So here in the configuration file you would need to add this additional line, limit request zone, and in the main configuration, file, well, to be honest, even in the security configuration file you can add it. You can call it limit request, and then you can add this code. Yeah. So the rate was set for 2 seconds here. So actually we set the limit to 2 requests per second. Otherwise the request is blocked. So this rule will limit the number of requests that the page can handle per second. So we are limiting this to 2 requests per second, which we specified in the configuration file. You cannot see it here in what was in the previous one. Okay, but I'm not gonna set it up here for now, because I wanted to add different stuff, and I actually wanted to go back to my main configuration file, which is this, and I'm gonna make a little change here. So I'm gonna just use change it right like this. Okay, and there is actually one thing that you can also input either here in the main configuration or in the snippet, depends where you want it. I think I will put it in the snippet because there is all the stuff regarding security. So this stuff actually blocks WP admin and the WP login, as well as the WP login.php. I'm gonna show you. Well, it actually blocks every other IP from the one that is specified by you. So here is the location. We specified the location that is being blocked, so those two are being blocked. You can of course add more here if you would like to. Here you specify the allowed IP address that is allowed to go in, and here is the deny all, so all other IP addresses are being banned. How does it work? Well, let's see. I'm just gonna change this IP address to something other. Let's say this. And I'm just gonna do a quick restart. Okay, there was something somewhere. I need to check. Let's check where he wants something in the security snippet. Okay, so I guess I'm not gonna add it in the snippet. Actually, I'm gonna add it in the main configuration file. I'm just gonna scratch this out of here. I'm gonna save it, restart. Let's just get out of here. Let's do a restart. Okay, clear the screen. Let's go to the configuration and we're gonna add it here at the end. So somewhere around here. Okay. And probably the thing was I was missing this. Probably we'll just see in a moment. I'm just gonna, because I think I was missing the bracket. Doesn't matter if you put it in the security configuration snippet or here, should work either way. Okay, let's restart Nginx, and now let's go our main site. Let's go to wplogin.php. Let's maybe first I'm gonna scratch all the stuff again. Okay. And yeah, configuration. Yeah, so this one is allowed. Okay, let's check once again. The WP admin is forbidden. This one is forbidden. Login is forbidden. Wow, it's even 404. Okay, and .php. Well, .php works. Okay. Shouldn't, but it does. So as you can see, should prevent it from logging in, and I will check if admin. Let's check admin PHP. Well, this is dead. Probably it's not PHP. I think it's only admin. Yeah, but he sees this one. So basically it blocks WP login and WP admin, but if you add PHP to the login, seems like it's passing through. Okay. Well, it's not perfect, but it's a start. If you want to explore it more and well, try to change it a little bit so it will actually block the .php. Although it's specified here that it should block that PHP, but for some reason it's still letting it through, which it shouldn't. Okay, but now let's change to the specific address we have, and we're gonna restart Nginx. I'm gonna again take all of this out. And let's check now. First the admin. It works, of course, with the redirect. WP login works as well, and of course the login itself. The login itself, it's always a 404. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, it works. It blocks. Well, it should also block the .php. I would have to actually sit down to it and see why it's passing it through. But if you have additional plugins installed on your WordPress, like probably some firewall stuff or something. You can then modify it so you will block everything what you want. So to be honest, it's not a problem, but it's something for you to know and to utilize if you would like to. I'm just gonna do a quick checkup, because I think it doesn't matter if it's in the configuration file. I think it can be also specified in the snippet, shouldn't make any difference here. Let's take this out from here, and we're gonna open the security configuration file. Gonna paste it here. Just gonna add the actual okay. Everything works, so I was just missing a bracket. Yeah, right. So let's go to another thing that we can, well, a bunch of things that you can actually use in your security snippet. Let's open this. I'm gonna go down a little bit. So disabling logging for favicon and robots.txt. Some people were also looking for it on the internet, were asking for it. Well, so here it is. If you're looking for it, that's the code you can use. Worked for me. I'm just gonna save it. I'm just gonna do a quick restart. I'm gonna open it once again. So as you can see, location favicon, ICO, access log, and location robots.txt. So this is how it looks disabling. Okay, next thing we're gonna check up on is well, I have some things written up here that I've actually gathered that will probably be the same that we actually used before and we specified already here, so it might be that I will have to scratch them out. So I have here deny access to W content folder for suspicious files. Okay, so let's actually check this out. So I have deny access to W content folders for suspicious files. So there's this is the content specified by the location, and here are all the zip files. So you got zip, gztar, bzip, and 7zip. Deny all, right? Then W content uploads again, updraft. Okay, I'm gonna restart. Next security thing that you can actually add is disabling execution of scripts other than PHP for your document root location. So let's check that out as well. This is how it looks. Location, and it should return 444. I'm just gonna check, because usually after some of the stuff I'm always checking this out. As you can see, already doesn't work like it should, because it's downloading here when I try to go to WP admin. So this is to be checked. This is to be checked. You can of course use it, but right now I guess I will have to go here and do this. Okay. I guess it's still it's going, so it's probably something from the latest things. Well, we're gonna see in a moment. I'm just gonna do quick reboot. Well, that's how it is when you're tampering with security. Sometimes you can just break something just out of nothing. But that's why you should always remember, after adding whatever kind of thing to your security snippet, check it out immediately if everything works, because you never know. Right, so let's go in here. Security config. Let's check. So this is not working, and I'm gonna check this, and this is not working as well. Alright. So let's see what could be the problem here. Okay, so I guess it's gonna be this little fella probably, that was causing some problems previously. I bet it's this. Let's check. Yep. Well, you have to experiment on your own with it, because as you can see, this blocking, well, actually I tried it, it worked, but as you can see, sometimes it gets funky. I don't know why, because it starts to block it like permanently, although the IP address is allowed here. Maybe I should allow something else also. Instead of allowing you access, it's downloading the PHP version of configuration. Okay, well, either way, this is resolved for now. We know what's the problem, where to look for it. Let's start with another thing. So it's this time it's gonna be disabling access. Disable access to your configuration files and other files that you don't want to use. You don't want to users for users to be seen, you know? So I'm gonna just show it here. Disable access to your configuration files and other files that you don't want for users to see. For users to see. Okay, so I'm just gonna save it. And here we have the wp config, php, readme, license, nginx config. So of course nginx config and wp config, very important files, configuration files. Just gonna open this, plugin, PHP. Okay, next thing in the security snippet we're gonna use is disable wp-config.txt. So let's go with this, disabling wp-config.txt. This is how it looks. I'm gonna restart again, got the snippet. Next thing is gonna be disallowing PHP in upload folder and add webp rewrite. So for that we're gonna use this code. So we have like here, disallow PHP in upload folder and add webp rewrite. Prevent the direct access of PHP files from web browsers. WebP rewrite rules. We have, I can see some headers here as well. This is control. Just bear in mind that those headers, I would rather put them in the header snippet. I wouldn't actually keep them here, so it's up to you how do you want to do it. I would just copy all of this to the headers, unless it has to be like in here. So but I think probably it could be moved. Let's restart, open the configuration. I'm gonna just open this, open the site. Okay, now let's see, Nginx. Well, we already did blocking XML RPC, PHP requests. So it was the first actually on our list. Let's check it up. Should be at the bottom. Maybe I'm just gonna jump to the end. Access exactly.php. Yeah, so we got that covered. Although I have another code that is a little bit more specified here, and I'm gonna show you as well. I'm just gonna jump to the beginning of the file. So if you would like to use this one, you can always use this. So it's nginx blocks xml rpc.php requests. It looks like this: location, deny all, access log off, log not found off, and of course return the 444. So whichever you want to use, either you can use this one or you can use this one. It's up to you. You can combine them as well. Okay, I'm gonna leave it on default. Right, next thing, nginx block wp scan on plugins folder. So we're gonna do this nginx block wp scan on plugins folder, location, content, plugins, of course. I'm gonna save it. Okay, I'm gonna refresh the site. Okay, right, next thing in our snippet that we can use is gonna be blocking access to install.php and upgrade.php. So we're gonna block access to those two .php files. Install and upgrade PHP. Location wp admin install PHP. And there should be also upgrade PHP added here. I see somebody missed it. Then I will add it as well. Gonna be like this, upgrade.php. So we have here like one and the second one. First one, second one. Okay, let's go with the restart. Another snippet. Addition. So let's go now with deny access to any files with a .php extension in the uploads directory. Works in subdirectory, installs, and also in multi-site network. Keep logging the requests to parse later or to pass to firewall utilities such as fail to ban. Okay, so let's give it a go. This is how it looks. This is uploads files, block any .php. Okay, let's open the security again. Now stop scan for the following files on plugins folder. So we had something with plugins before as well. We have here a stop scan for our following file and plugins folder, so w contains plugins, and we have txt log and md. Right. Next thing we can add. This snippet is starting to be pretty long. Well, now stop scan for the following files on the themes folder. So now we're actually denying scans for themes folder. We have like stop scan for the following the themes folder. So w content themes, and we have of course again the same thing, txt log md. Okay. Next thing we can actually look upon we're gonna direct PHP file access. Direct PHP file access, and I think we've actually did it. So just gonna look for it. We have it here, direct file access for PHP. So I think I'm just gonna skip it. We have the dot files as well. So I think I'm just gonna go with something else right now. I'm gonna say deny backup extensions and log files. Yeah, this is gonna be useful as well. This is how it looks. I'm gonna restart and now open the security configuration. Okay. Okay, next thing I will actually add here is gonna be denying access to uploads that aren't images, videos, music, etc. So let's add this. This is how it looks. Alright, okay, so we have the deny backup extensions and log files as well covered. Next is gonna be Wordfence. So I'm gonna add it here as well. Wordfence. What do we have here? WordPress deny W content, W includes PHP files. Okay, so if we don't have it, and I think we had it already here, I'm just gonna put it up here for a moment. Deny W content, W includes PHP files. So I think we already had this. Just gonna check. Gonna save it. Restart. Security. Okay. Alright, next thing is gonna be denying W content uploads. All the nasty stuff that can get in there. So let's see. W content uploads. HTML, PHP, JavaScript, stuff like that. Okay. Now we have like denying general stuff. And there is quite a lot of things here. I think we actually covered this, but I'm just gonna put it up here. Maybe you would like to use it. As you can see, location. We have like XMLRPC, that's the thing that we actually did in the beginning. .php, WP links, PHP config, PHP sample, comments, readme, HTML license, txt. So yeah, quite a lot of those. Right, so as well I have here some things regarding just the Nginx itself. So I have some Nginx restrictions. So maybe let's start by separating this snippet. We're gonna actually save all of this and we're gonna create another one called Nginx restrictions. So Nginx restrictions. We can start here with the first restriction. Directives to send expires headers and turns off 404 error logging. Expired headers should be. Okay, so that's the first thing we're gonna add here. Second thing we can add as well web fonts expired headers. Okay, next thing we're gonna add here, mp4. This rule is set specific to NS site. Okay, next thing, media. Next thing gonna be media, images, icons, video, audio, expired headers. Okay, next thing is gonna be cache. We have like cached CSS and JS files, JavaScript files. Okay, next CSS and JavaScript. Another one is gonna be HTML. And that's gonna be it for this file. Different name, no. No, thank you. Okay, let's check it up. Save the file, and now we're gonna add it as well. We just need to actually go to our main configuration. And we're gonna include okay, and now just restart everything, and let's check the okay. So basically that was the Nginx restrictions itself in the configuration snippet. So at the moment we have like few different snippets here: headers, self-signed, SSL parameters, security snippet, and the restriction snippet. Okay, I think the last snippet I would like to add here would actually contain, we will actually call it SQL injection. SQL and here actually in the so maybe in this configuration file I'm gonna show you all the common things that you can put regarding SQL injections to block SQL injections and other attacks. So maybe we'll just do it like that, so it will be a little bit faster. Okay, let's jump to the beginning. So common Nginx configuration to block SQL injection and other attacks. Here you have some of those. I will go down. It's quite a lot of them here. Okay, that's it. We're gonna save it. And of course, at the end, I'm just gonna encode this as well to my configuration file. Okay, let's restart. Probably I messed up somewhere. Or maybe it doesn't like something in the snippet. Let's see if he doesn't like something in the beginning of the snippet. Okay, that's why it's good to always put them in a different configuration. Thanks to that, line 7. So basically he doesn't like something here. Maybe he doesn't like this. Actually, let's see. Yep, that was the deal. Now it's fine. Right, so I think I will conclude my video here on the snippets and all the security stuff that you can actually use. I showed some things that you can utilize to your advantage or disadvantage, depending on what you're gonna do with it and how you're gonna set it up. As you could see in my video, I fucked up a few times here, had some problems as well, so be careful what you're changing, because, well, stuff happens. Okay, so thanks for viewing. Like, subscribe if you like my content. Of course, if you consider being a Patreon, you can always go for it. And in the next video, because I couldn't cover it here, I will try to actually show you some plugins that are pretty good for your WordPress that you can utilize. I'm gonna try to speak about them a little bit. And well, I'm gonna show you, of course, how to disable all the plugins and uninstall them from the server side. If you install some kind of plugin here and you cannot access your WordPress because it blocked you or whatever, you can always do it from the server side without any problems. So that's gonna be in another video.